Good morning. Morning, everybody. Rambo, Brandon, D-Touch, Candace, JB, Jazz, Green, Mad Catter, Allen, Sandollar, Purple Mango, Reverse, Randy, Pike, Michael, Jonathan, Mel, King, Daffy. What's up, Daffy? Good morning, Jordan. What's up, Deep, Dom, Evis. What's up, KT? KT-1. What's up, David? AO. What's up, Monkey, Mel, Jorge? Good morning, good morning. I think Devin called you George yesterday. Good morning, good morning. All right, let's get started. Let's start with the bigger time frame first. We'll just jump to that chart. So we're kind of stuck between, I'll just zoom in so I can keep this demand, that demand, that demand. We're basically stuck between demand and making old demand possibly into supply. You see, we closed at about 389.28 yesterday. It's way up here, right? We're actually going to be opening under that. We'll be opening at about 387s, 387.50 to be exact. So we'll be right above this support here of that demand. Key level today, guys. Who can tell me what the key level is below instantly just by telling me why? What's the next level? If we're going to be starting basically right here, what's the next level below that we need to look at for possible downside based on just the demand that is drawn on the chart? What is the next level below that is a possible key for possible downside? If we're starting kind of in the middle of this range, kind of starting right under this level here. The 387s. If you're saying a number in the 387s, you're probably close to it. But 387, that's essentially what we're looking under today. If that ends up breaking, that's not good, because that means that we're breaking demand on the bigger time frame, and actually that most likely means we're turning it into supply, because we've already been here. We've already rejected near the top of it. We've already got back down past it. We've already gone back in it, so it's kind of just re-grab their footing. So if we lose our footing today out of that, that means we're turning demand into supply again, or into supply for a bigger area on the daily time frame. That's bad. That's good for bears, but bad for bulls, is how I should say that. All right, so that's kind of what we're focused on today. Are we going to lose that support or not? And if not, that means we're going to get really good bounces back to the top of this range until we see a break of the 9 EMA or till we see a break of a new low. We're pretty much stuck in this wider range between about 380 and this kind of 3-day support we have here, which if you guys were with us the past couple weeks, you know exactly about this range, but it's between 393.70 and about 392.40. But that's kind of the top of the range. The bottom of the range again is about 380. So that's kind of what we're stuck between today, or for the next few days most likely, especially mainly because we have a Fed meeting next week. So I don't think any of the news, but even the ECB news, like I don't think anything's gonna move us out of that range until then. And even that news might not do that. We might have to see, okay, well, what are they trying to do, or what kind of rate hike are we about to get? So I think that's really the important thing to wait for, is that. So I really would just stay light in trades until that moment arrives, until you know, oh, okay, we're probably going up the next couple weeks, you know. And then they'll probably try to price in the next meeting, and then the next meeting, and the next meeting, and the next meeting, until inflation is finally out of the conversation. Which that could take over a year, that could take a couple years. We don't know yet. Hopefully not that long, of course. I think all of us want it to be as quick as possible, but that is the reality we're in. So I'm just going to go off pre-market low today. 387.30 seems to be a good break below. I'm just going to say 387s because that's what we found from the bigger time frame. $386.20 under 385.85 for more downside towards 385. Wait, oops. 384.40. above. So it's pretty easy. Previous day close at about 389.40. 389.40 for aggressive buyers towards 390.50. And then what's the pre-market high? It's after 0. There we go. I'm honestly just gonna go with that. 391.10. Apple. All right, so we all understand the initial plan. Yeah, because it didn't close below. That would be the reason. No close below. Morning Alexis, morning Rob, morning JP, morning Sinful. Deep pre-market range on AMD today. Yeah, we'll get to that one. That makes sense though, everybody. We understand what we're looking at on SPY, bigger and smaller time frame. I'll try to ask y'all more questions during adding my levels on SPY, especially. Maybe I'll start doing that more. Normally I'm just in the zone. I'm like, all right, let's get through this. I don't even try to like ask y'all what level do y'all think is good, which I think would be a good idea to do more and more, so you guys understand kind of like how to set up your game plan, I guess, kind of ordeal. But here is previous day low demand for Apple. I had to make sure I was marking that right. I've got some previous day supply here, which I actually don't want to draw because we're not really going off that anyway. We're going above the pre-market high, or we're going below the pre-market low. That's kind of the game plan for Apple. Microsoft, yes. Okay, good, good, good. I'm so tired of these huge pre-market ranges. I like these tight ranges. This is good. Very, very happy about that. All right, pre-market low, pre-market high seems to be the trend for the day. For initial breakouts, your initial aggressive breakouts. And then you can look for retests, or you can look to see what percentage of that breakout is retested. Again, so let's say they on AMD for a good example, let's say they break this 90.82 and they go to 93.50. Let's just say 93.50 for some random reason, and then they start. Hold up, I already changed my tool. Let's say they start range trading. They make their high, they make a lower high. Wait until you see a break under the 90 MA or under this 92.18 for a kind of initial reaction, and then look for that low after that break under that level or EMA, whatever you're looking at. Look for a retest of that, either from the top or a lower high, and then look for a potential break of that support, and then you can start to look for a potential play for a quick in and out. But overall, oh, another thing, hold up, re-add that. Another thing to look for is, let's say you do start noticing that slowdown, right? And you know, regardless of it continuing or not, how can you tell, right? Well, let's say you go from the breakout level. This is where you were planning it to break out, and then didn't slow down until way up here, right? So let's mark that then. Let's mark that, and then let's highlight the halfway point and the golden pocket. Let's add those. Remove that so you don't have to stare at all that junk. And then look to see, do they end up holding this area? As long as they hold this area, you should be looking for bounces towards this high. And then after that high, you want to look for a break of that high with volume, right? What if we get a break of that? Okay, well then we're probably getting a more massive reversal, and they want to come back to 90.82. Then you can start to either look for shorts, or you can get out of your longs and you can just watch it. You don't have to flip-flop so much. Don't make yourself go crazy. But hopefully that makes sense. Let's finish the list. I'm kind of going on too long. But previous day high, it looks like the break above combined with 90.82, so we'll just go ahead and highlight that, just kind of give us a range there to look at. We do a previous day close here, but it's really not that effective because pre-market low is a little bit lower, so that could be the initial break below. But essentially, you could just wait for 88.75 since it's a little bit farther. It's a little bit safer because it has that room, so we might go with that. So I like Apple and I like AMD a lot so far. And I like Microsoft. I like everything so far just because it's a tight range. Pre-market high for Nvidia. Same story for them. Pre-market low is a lot lower. Or a little lower, sorry. Not a lot lower. Previous day opens way down here. So short-term level can be there. Essentially, though, we probably should look at like right here maybe. 240 60s. Because just right here, this is kind of where price like continued above. Held. Broke below, then retested, rejected. And then almost closed under until the last 5 minutes of the day where like a lot of charts have that pump candle. Which I kind of ignore the last 5-10 minutes of the day anyway, just because a lot of your you should be paying attention to how it closed on the daily, not on the 5 minute, because this is where a lot of your imbalances come out, and this is where a lot of buying and selling comes on. So you get a lot of just crazy buying volume or crazy selling volume the last 5 or 10 minutes, which it can definitely help out an account, but it's very 50-50 because you don't know what's going to happen, because you have your first imbalance report and then you have your second imbalance report, and then it's like, oh crap, like it's pumping, and then next imbalance report comes out. It could be the opposite. They could have definitely have changed something in that amount of time, and the next thing you know, you're selling off the last 5 minutes of the day. So I try to ignore those 5 minutes. But Nvidia does not look bad, so maybe add that to the list. Probably gonna add AMD though, and I don't want to combine both since they're both in the same sector. Amazon. Pre-market high or pre-market low. Pre-market high on Google. Honestly, this 179.50 level is good break below for them as well. $97 or below. 95.60 or 95.90. Sorry. Damn, Meta did great after hours. Previous day close. I would look to see how they react to this level at previous day close, just to see like, okay, are y'all gonna come hold this, or are y'all gonna come break this? What are y'all's intentions? I'd look to see what they want to do there. But add your pre-market high, the meat of it. Damn, that is a crazy rally. Oh, that wasn't even a pre-market high. Hold up. There we go. That's pre-market high. 202.84. That is insane. Pre-market high on net. Damn, 308. Okay, yeah, they went up nice too. And it looks like they're passing a good level right now, which hopefully SPY's not. Oh, they are. We'll have to adjust as time goes on. I mean, it's not every day we're going to be able to create a list and just chill right before open and then SPY not move on us. Like, there's going to be days where SPY moves. Plus, guys, what kind of market are we in? I've been saying it a lot lately. What kind of market are we in? Are we in a bull market? Nah. Are we in a bear market? Nah. What kind of market are we in? Somebody tell me, what kind of market are we in? Exactly, a news-driven market. That is exactly what we're in right now. Great job, everybody. Well, that sucks for SPY, but let's at least add our other ones. Just kind of get them going. I kind of want to add AMD before it looks too bad. Because remember, we're not always just looking for... oh, I want it to break pre-market low. Like, no, I want to see it retest that, you know, or not even just that, not even just retesting that exact level, but let's say it breaks this and goes down to 88.93, some random ass level, and this is where it decides to kind of like chill out and start producing some like buyer reaction candles. Of the break of this level, right? Of the break of this level, if you go down to that low, if they're still holding under the control point or golden pocket and don't make it all the way to that level, that's okay. That's still a decent short-term potential indication that, hey, sellers want to take over and bring you back down to 88.93, that random level we found, and potentially push under 88.75. So we need to watch under not just the levels as an open range breakout, but also to see where are the retests from those breakouts. If you don't get them, then so what? Don't chase. So let's add AMD. You know, the more I look at Apple, the more I'm like, I actually don't like this. Nvidia is breaking a pretty good short-term level. I'm still happy with a lot of these ranges. You know, even though SPY is kind of moving and is kind of descending, I do like that a lot of these charts are kind of like stuck in range. Because in my head, think of it as like two lines. Like we're on a line chart, right? This is like your line chart. Your X and your Y. But picture one of these lines as like all of your tech stocks, right? Picture like, okay, some of them are a little bit up and then are like range trading, right? In their pre-market, right? And let's say this is all of your discretionary. Some of your discretionary are doing the exact same thing. let's say staples are down. That one doesn't really matter as much, but let's just say it. And let's say SPY, and this, like in this case today, let's say SPY is was kind of like sideways after close, and then they're like more down now, right? They're kind of more down now, right? So now I know, okay, if SPY continues lower, now let's say this line right here. I know there's a lot of drawing, but just stay with me. Let's say this is the market open, and SPY starts tanking at the open. What does that mean? A lot of these weights that are a lot higher up than SPY right now, what does that mean for them that are actually in a lot better of a position because they've just been trading to the right? What kind of moves are these possibly going to make? Really, really good moves to the downside, right? So it's just important to pay attention to the weights, because then you can start to notice, oh, SPY's teeter-tottering right now. Like if they're making their new low under, which they already are, if they're making their new low under 387.30s and possibly going to make it under 386.20s, 385.80s, let's say they start breaking this right after the open, right? Then it kind of helps me figure out that just by going through Apple, going through Microsoft, AMD, Nvidia, you'll start to realize, oh, these are also teeter-tottering, and then go find the ones that aren't, like AMD. This would give AMD higher probability at the open that they probably want to dump, unless SPY gets buyers right at the open. That would be the only reason that doesn't. Or AMD has any, you know, like out of market news that none of these other stocks have, then that would also defeat that purpose. But just try to think of it like that in your head. Like when you see the stocks moving, like if you see Apple going down, you see Microsoft going down, you see Amazon going up, like for some reason it's rallying, there's no news or anything, it's just price action. And then you see Tesla going down, Google going down, Meta going down, Netflix going down. What does that tell you about Amazon? You know, Amazon's either running off some news that they have, but let's say they don't. Let's say it's just price action. And there's a really good reason. There's a really good probability that Amazon starts to come down soon. So that's like a laggard opportunity you could catch for small moves here and there. So just kind of think about it like that whenever you're looking at stocks like that. Or at least that's how I do it. You don't have to do that, of course, but that's how I like to think about it. $303.80s. All right, so their break above is 308. Break below 303.80s. Previous day demand or supply right there. Latest previous day demand would be actually about right here. So this would be your first target if this did break at 303.90s. See if there are any other ones that we don't add a whole lot that look good. Ooh, Baba doesn't look too bad. As weird as that sounds. 81.55 is a pretty good break above on that. Passive break above is all the way up here at 82.35 basically. Which by that point you should probably just wait for all of this. The high of day, previous day, 82.55. So we could add Baba if we wanted to. Previous day close, Previous day low. Previous day demand before that reversal is right here. So if they do end up falling further, this is most likely where they want to try to retest. If they break below, you could look below previous day low. If they hold, you could look for a potential base build. Hopefully they don't just V shape on you and it's impossible to trade. Alright, I guess I'll add Apple. I'm just typing possible buyer move because I'm just trying to stay on a swivel today. I can't even like put far targets on Apple. It's also another reason I don't like putting them on the list all the time. I like to cover it live because then you could be like, oh, well, this is what you watch if this breaks. This is the target you want. This is a good stop loss. Nvidia falling through the floor. Amazon not looking hot right before the open. Tesla right at the low. Google right at the low. Meta coming down even more. Apple it's weird because you saw like a buyer candle pop up for them, but then you went to like every other chart. It was like, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Like every other chart was wanting to break lower. All right, well, I guess we'll add Baba, and then we'll yeah, then we'll send this out to everybody. Let me add the previous day demand. I'm just gonna post a small list today. We'll just do that. I don't want to force any post. I'm not really feeling that. All right, we got 3 minutes before the open. Let me send this list out to everybody. Let me get a screenshot of SPY. And remember, guys, don't be anal about the levels, right? So at first, we were planning for 387s, of course. But what did I just talk about? Retest, right? What did price just do? They broke lower. They've now held under this area, or they're trying to. So now we have a short-term indication of like, all right, well, if they hold under 387.30s, we should be seeing a retest of this like to the cent. And if they don't hold this, they're going to be pushing lower. If they don't do any of that, they're probably already pushing back above 387.30s, and we're needing to look higher back above the previous day close to see, can we get a push above that? Can we get a push above the higher parts of pre-market? Can we get that? That's what we need to look for. So just pay attention to the levels. Don't jump on every single big candle that forms. Give yourself a little time. The reason I'm saying all this too is because when you go out to the bigger time frame, this kind of lines up with what I've been saying, is that we're just trying to get our footing. We're just trying to get our footing right now. A lot of news has just come out. We're consuming a lot of data. We're getting prepared for next week. You know, a lot is happening all at once, right? I think we can all agree about that. ECB hikes 50 BPS, another negative catalyst. Yeah. But the big thing is that we broke support, right? We were above the support for a little bit after already breaking lower from this crazy move. Made it to this area here, kind of rejected, came back down, broke that area, didn't even bother trying to sit on it and try to range trade a little bit, just instantly broke it. Came back down more, tested another area of demand, got a little bit of a pop, a buy reaction, steps in. We've now gotten a retest of where we fell from for more sellers to step in, and then now we've rejected it, moved lower, picked back up higher, and now here we are again, back lower, trying to move back either lower or high. Like we're just getting our footing. We're just in this little range between here, getting our footing now. That's really all you're seeing right now. It's just in a very wide range, so it makes you think like, oh, we're not in a range. We're waiting for the breakout, or we've already broken out. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, we're bullish right now, we're bearish right now. We're not. We're neither. So just focus on the levels, focus on the range. Don't put yourself in a position where you feel you have to rush yourself or jump in every single move that happens. Don't do that to yourself. All right, let me join the voice chat. see Devin and D-Touch are in there. Cool. I'll get my headset on. And yeah, be sure to drop the like button, everybody. Give me a thumbs up, please. Hopefully a lot of you guys enjoyed a lot of the random tips and just breakdowns I was doing today. I didn't mean to extend that so long. I didn't realize I was talking so much. But let's go to the YouTube live stream.
Yo, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
See what first 10 minutes going to shake out for us. Got some things getting some buy reaction on the open, some things coming down a little bit.
Yeah, I'm really just curious to see if we can hold above 385.80s and 386.20s at the open here. My bad, Money Lisa. I start off and just kind of solo to make sure I get the pre-market prep side of things done, so I can post the list to everybody, and then I join the voice chat, which everyone's in. So he wasn't in here yet. That wasn't his fault.
Apple rejecting, coming down after a slight push up. Apple breaking its pre-market low. Same with Microsoft. Meta's trying to come up. Google coming down. Tesla coming down at this pre-market low area. Moving a little bit lower here. It's not pulling through your mic if you're worried about that.
I know it's not. I just said I muted it.
So far, indecision candles on a couple stocks on the 10 minutes. We're just going to let this battle out, see who's going to be the clear winner.
Yeah, a lot of whips.
No need to rush into anything today. Financials, Berkby, JPM coming down towards yesterday low. NVIDIA flirting with pre-market low. Microsoft waking off pre-market low like Apple.
Netflix.
Amazon and Tesla look the same.
Netflix breaking lower, Square breaking way lower. Let's just go back to the normal stuff. Just indecisive open so far. Like Devin said, wait the first 10 minutes, see what that candle's doing, and then we'll see what's up. We're also still just holding an area that is known on SPY, so it's just kind of pointless to get in anything yet.
Leland, you're wild.
Probably not even joking. Yeah, be sure to drop a like on the stream. We have over 200 people in here.
Microsoft coming back down again. More into that pre-market low. Same with Tesla. Nvidia coming down. Google trying to catch support. Yeah, and everything's just kind of doing all kinds of stuff. Berkby's catching some buyers now. Apple coming lower with Microsoft. Apple's still coming down a little bit, 151.72. Microsoft's under pre-market low as well. Tesla and Amazon not looking too strong. Google's trying to catch some buyers. Nvidia's trying to hold that pre-market low. JPM's slowly creeping back up still. Yeah, we're just waiting. First 10-minute candle, 2 minutes off.
We have left an aggressive level at 387.30s, which was that initial pre-market low. But I should probably delete that because that level is kind of worthless now. But pretty good show of buyers right at the open. From open, we've gotten a good push hold of its low. But again, to be fair, the low was literally made the last second right before open. So I would more focus on this area than I would this pre-market low.
Apple's got an indecision candle now coming back up over pre-market low. Same with Microsoft. Meta trying to come up off the bottom with Google. Nvidia back at pre-market low. Bank's still creeping up. SPY trying to get a buyer reaction here. See if we can get towards 388 and over that.
AMD right at pre-market high. IWM right at previous day open. It's still Still a little indecisive.
Yeah, it's still very indecisive. Got 30 seconds left on a 10-minute candle. Right below the 9 on the 10-minute. Some of the bigger weights are trying to get up here. The video looks like it's throwing a huge indecision candle with not very long left.
Triple Q is hovering right at opening price.
Amazon coming up a little bit more than Tesla. Com's picking up. Netflix not as much, but it's trying to get the dip at pre-market low.
AMD new high day pushing.
All right. Short-term pop of the 9 here on the 10-minute. See, oh, here we go. Buyers coming in, decent volume, short-term time frame. See if we're going to hold over this and push that 388.50 now, as we just touched 388. The pre-market or the midpoint of pre-market's 388.80, 880. If we can get over that, yesterday highs right above it, 389.50. And yep, that's short-term targets on SPY. Amazon at yesterday high. Tesla's trying to hold pre-market low. Netflix getting over that pre-market low. We got that. Getting over 30.88. Just like to see a little more movement on a couple of these bigger weights.
Let's see it hold.
Amazon possibly trying to push over pre-market high and previous day high. Tesla trying to hold 179.50. A break under this can bring a move lower for Tesla for sellers. Keep a watch on Google over 97 or under 95.90s. Netflix trying to hold over today's open. Keep that on watch. Apple's key level is 152.10 basically. 152.10. Microsoft trying to break their meat of their low of day. AMD is at that 90.82 level, which is from the bigger time frame. Keep an eye on that level. Nvidia rejecting 90 EMA. Amazon still pushing that new high.
Yeah, Amazon's got some strength.
It's got volume coming in too.
Let's see if anything else is going to pick up and help it out here.
Discretionary. AMD new high day. Google rejecting pre-market high. Triple Q rejecting previous day close. On lowering volume. See if it holds opening price.
30-minute candle type of day, it looks like coming in. Still waiting on coming these bigger tickers, Microsoft and Apple. Apple's getting a little bit more buyers than Microsoft now. It's looking a little bit better than a second ago. Tesla coming up a little bit more. Amazon helping it out. Change the soul.
Be sure to vote on the new poll. Poll is, will SPY close above or below 389 today? Just choosing a random level being the previous day close. Instead of saying red or green, I thought we'd just choose a level and say if you agree with above or below. So be sure to vote on that. Just a fun little guess. Really means nothing. You earn nothing, you lose nothing out of it. Just fun little selection. But let us know. Drop a like on the stream and vote on the poll. Thank you. We seem to be rejecting a very bigger time frame level at 388.40. We're now wicking back down 2 candles in a row, breaking 9 EMA on the 5-minute. I'd watch for it to break on the 10-minute, which actually it's already rejecting it, so perfect. Just basically pumped up to it.
Microsoft and Apple coming down a little bit now. Google rejecting with Meta. Nvidia not looking too strong. Netflix coming back down.
We never got that close above the previous day supply. That's where that's perfectly rejecting meat of the bone wise.
Coming down some more here. Short-term volumes picking up a little bit. Apple's getting closer towards that pre-market low. Microsoft about to crack previous intraday low. Meta, Tesla coming down. We got about 2 minutes and 20 seconds on this 10-minute candle. Google's still trying to hold up there. Berkby still in the pre-market range. JPM right above yesterday low pre-market area.
Yo, solid close on that AMD trade, D-Touch.
I got one left.
Still though, nice. That was good close on
It was a nice one from Duke Bot.
Yeah, Sinful messaged me and he was like, yesterday afternoon, he's like, yo, is it a FVG on Netflix or something like that? And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, did you call it a swing? I was like, no. I was like, that was DukeBot, I think. He's like, yeah, you're a DukeBot. You're Leland too. I was like, oh, okay.
Google and Amazon still trying to hold up.
Amazon new high day.
And Amazon strong, Google strong. Everything else not really helping out. Tesla just in range. Same with Apple. Microsoft's under its pre-market low. Meta's right at pre-market low.
AMD, wow. See.
The Google getting over that yesterday high now. NVIDIA trying to push up after it held pre-market low again. Got 8 minutes on the first 30-minute candle on the market.
As I just posted in chat, SPY bulls need to push over supply from previous day and the previous day close. Sellers need a new low of day and a break under 385.80s. These are the two scenarios in front of you right now. Or besides range trading, of course. That's always a scenario.
Tesla coming up towards that midpoint. See if it gets over that and goes towards yesterday high, pre-market high. Helping out Amazon. Apple's starting to come up now, getting over that midpoint with Tesla. Google's still holding up. Amazon's still over yesterday high. NVIDIA trying to get over that midpoint as well.
NVIDIA getting rising volume on this candle here right off of opening price.
Still just rejecting supply of previous day. Currently trying to get over it, as well as 388.40s, as well as the previous day close at 389.35. Google's breaking higher very well. Just closed higher is what I should say. They've already been pushing higher. Amazon slowed down 97.25, pulled back again. Still holding over previous day high, pre-market high combination. Tesla towards the higher part of their pre-market. Look to see if 182.35 ever becomes a barrier they break over. Google pushing higher, 97.50s now. Just under 97.50. Meta trying to reclaim 197.70s, the previous day close. If they cannot retake this, this will be good for bears. If they can retake it, bulls have a chance of building base and retaking today's open. Netflix kind of in the same scenario, also in the same sector, trying to either build base at this kind of previous day demand we have here, or we're going to see them retake today's open if they do not break that support. So we'll see what happens here in a moment.
Microsoft's starting to come up as Apple's pushing higher. Google's still getting it going. Amazon making new intraday high. Nvidia getting close to that yesterday high. JPM trying to get over pre-market low. B creeping up a little bit. See if we're going to pop that midpoint with good volume. So far, we're just pushing up right to it. Tesla at yesterday highs. Amazon's pushing higher. Apple getting closer to yesterday high. See if it's going to pop that as it's helping Microsoft come up. Apple, or not Apple, but Meta wicking off yesterday high. Nvidia's right at that yesterday high. Pre-market high right above. Divert on the midpoint. That's just the between you take your pre-market low and your pre-market high, and your 50% control point of that is the midpoint. My bad, I was staring at price action. Amazon trying to push higher, Tesla pushing a little bit higher. Nvidia got a quick pop. Nvidia 10-minute candle trying to open right there at that yesterday high. Spot opening up near the high of the move. See if we pop this midpoint. A lot of things right at bigger levels. Apple, Tesla. Netflix trying to get over pre-market low, and NVIDIA pushing a little bit higher. Apple's flirting with that yesterday high still. Google and Amazon still trying to push. Meta having a hard time still right at this yesterday high. Microsoft's having a hard time hanging out at pre-market low. I'd like to see those get moving and help out. Those break down, that will not help out the move up. UNH coming up a little bit, popping this midpoint here. Quick pop. No confirm. Apple quickly popped over that pre-market high and rejected. See if that's going to confirm or start coming down. Apple back at that pre-market high area, trying to battle it out. Meta's still hanging out down here with Microsoft. NVIDIA's still holding yesterday high. SPY slowed down under this midpoint, but still holding 388. Coming down more on SPY here. Apple rejecting that yesterday high, same with Tesla. Microsoft and Meta couldn't get it going. Amazon and Google are really the only things holding up well. NVIDIA's having a hard time, rejected pre-market high, came back below yesterday high. All right, let's see if we're going to come down and break through this pre-market low, get some short-term seller volume coming in, or we're going to put a higher low in. Meta's breaking down. Tesla's having a hard time coming back towards this midpoint. See if it's going to break under that towards pre-market low. Apple rejected so far.
IWM rejecting hard on the previous day open. Not looking good for the small caps. Financials just haven't been getting any better. No news, no nothing.
Energy took a fat hit the other day too. Financials have been taking that hit though. They've been getting slapped down multiple days in a row. A lot of those bank charts are literally just straight lines down.
Yeah, and it's an overnight move too, so the intraday wise, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it's hectic. Visa taking a dive, not surprised. You don't want the music overlay? You just want our voices? It's not Daffy, it's D-Touch, and I can turn him up. See, now you can't say, oh, I couldn't hear who it was, because it literally says the name on the screen. Got your ass. Can't be godded. Alright, turn him up a little more. If it's still low, let me know.
Testing. How's the is that lower? I have it on my phone. I have the volume maxed out.
I mean, SF, if there's nothing going on in the chart, we're not gonna say anything. Like I've said the same thing like 5 times this stream already. It's we either push above yesterday's close and get out of this previous day's supply, or we break today's open and we break this support. I mean, if there's nothing going on, I'm not gonna sit here and repeat myself six times. So, and I'm not trying to sound like a dick, but it's just like that's the sad reality. Like I'm just not gonna sit here and repeat myself 600 times. I also don't want to go and cover a different lesson and then come back to this chart and this thing's through the floor, and then you guys are like, oh, we didn't get to see it.
Like it when you repeat things.
I wish I had more music playlists. That's the one thing I complain about. Even if the music is good, SF. The one thing I complain about is I wish I had more selection. I've tried so many different times that we end up running into like copyright issues, and then it doesn't. Sometimes it'll mute just the music. Sometimes it'll mute the entire stream, and it's like, what the hell? What if someone wants to go back and watch that? So it's yeah. We can talk about animals again. Shut up! Y'all need to shut up. I swear to God.
DJ Bueller.
I swear. No, I know SF wasn't complaining. It was just I was thinking about that too. That was more me getting on to me than it was SF.
IWM, 2 big red candles. Now we're getting some rising volume, potentially testing low of day.
Microsoft and Meta both putting in new low of days here. Coming down towards pre-market low. Are we going to crack this, or are we going to put the higher low in here? Apple's came back a little bit, but still holding up better than Microsoft. Google's holding up better than Meta. NVIDIA's still trying to push higher.
Alright, I asked it, Minnie. Pretty sure it'll just tell me the same thing it tells me every time.
This candle is below the 9 so far on the 10-minute that just opened up. So see if we're going to reject off the 9 and push pre-market low.
AMD still new high day.
They're getting you right.
Tell them, get off my lawn.
I'd go out and ask them if they could try to put you on the schedule later on the day going forward. Because you might run into this. Oh, yeah, I can't mute myself. Never mind. I forgot. There's no way for me to mute and only talk to you.
No, you're good. You're good. I was just thinking about like their point of view, like what the fuck are they talking about? Yeah, it just gave me the same answer it always does, Minnie. It gave me it's all like, oh, I'm just an algorithm. I can't do that. I can't see the future. Blah blah blah. It knows.
Slowing down here towards the pre-market low.
Oh, yo, good job, Sabrina. I actually forgot. Everybody drink your water.
Apple is trying to break the previous day high again. Let's see.
Nvidia's at pre-market high as well.
Microsoft is pushing as well. Tesla is trying to do some magic here. Yeah, I got the. Hey, B, thank you for the friend request, brother. Appreciate you, man. I just got a friend request from a fake B.
Oh, I was like, dude, I have not moved an inch since starting the stream. Oh, it's a fake B. Okay. I was like, what? Next question was on what platform?
A couple of these tickers aren't looking too bad. Google, Amazon, Apple.
Oh, y'all already got 2 of them. Okay, never mind. I don't have to do anything.
We need some follow through, man. We need some
Everybody
volume.
got 'em.
My mods are fast. Dude, it's like a routine for me. I'll start the stream and then I'll like 10, 20, 30 minutes into the stream go check the server members. I'll just type in my own name every time. And then I'll go through y'all's names. I'll type in like D-Touch, I'll type in Leland, I'll type in Marente, I'll type in Nerdy Bicep, like just to find a fake account and then just ban them.
I'll do that like 1 in the morning after
Yeah.
I get home from the gym.
It's
I
crazy.
even check the free server. I'll even check that because sometimes we'll see Devo, his some scammers on that side too.
Mm-hmm. Dude, literally, as you're saying that, I'm going to that server right now and banning a fake Bueller in that free server.
Yeah, perfect time.
I get offended why you guys don't check my name.
Oh, I check all of your names. I check names of even like just people without like a mod role. Like I'll check random people. Like I check Ripcord. We've seen a fake Ripcord before.
I've seen a fake Wacko Jacko.
Yeah, it's like what. They've gotten to a point where they're like, all right, we're not copying the founders anymore. We're not copying the mods. Find a random username in there and copy them. It's insane.
It's just Chat GTP.
Leland said there were
AMD
4
pushing
people.
new high still. IWF new low a day.
Nvidia's trying to get over its pre-market high, helping out with AMD, or AMD's helping it out, vice versa.
I get a new friend request every single day from Bueller. If you want to be friends, just let me know. Please be my friend.
They must not send as many friend requests to the mods or they get banned or something before.
Y'all aren't gonna get as many of them, that's for sure.
Because I hardly ever get them.
You should see my page on Instagram. I'll be blocked by like all the fake Bueller pages, and like everybody will be like telling me there's a fake one, but I can never go search for it. So I have to go to like a backup account, search for the account there, like letter for letter. It's crazy. So the fake person can make their account, make it look just like mine, copy me, then block me, market themselves to be me, and then at the end of the day, all I can do is report them. I can't actually do anything. It's like, what? I just want the battleground to be a little fair, is all I'm saying.
But I guess they have to pay for the nitro, right?
Nitro, yeah.
There's a
I
setting.
reckon-
There's a
I said it
setting.
the Greek way.
There's a setting a lot of you guys can turn on, by the way. I'm trying to find it. There's a setting you can turn on where somebody can't send you a DM unless they're like friends with you or are a member of a server with you.
Yeah, shares the same server.
Yeah, I would make sure you have at least that setting turned on. Then all you have to do
I
is
do
click
have.
their name, see what server they're from, report them, and then that's about as far as they're going. And then block them,
Yeah.
of course.
Right. So under your for your Discord, you can go to your user settings, and you hit privacy and safety, and then they'll have a couple of tabs that you can toggle on or off,
There you go.
allowing direct message from servers. IWM pushing new lows, heading towards previous day low.
Oh, you can even turn on enable message requests from server members you may not know. Like, you can even make people request you. I have that on already somehow, but I would turn that on. I'd go to settings, privacy and safety like D-Touch just said, and I would turn on the third one. Yeah, that's probably why I don't get as many either. I just go through my like filter and delete them or accept them, depending on what they're asking, of course.
XLM's under 100 coming down, 98.24. Haven't seen that cheap in a while. Bert B coming down some more towards yesterday low. Nvidia's still trying to hold up with Google and Amazon.
Hey, Tobias, how you doing, man? Not trading today? Definitely not a bad idea. Kind of in between big pieces of news anyway. Between this week and next week. I almost bet Friday isn't that exciting or that crazy either. Like, honestly, like, just like go to the bigger time frame and just look at it for a little bit. It's like, I mean, it broke that new support, it hit that low of a big area of demand, came back up, rejected the area in which we fell from, and now it's just kind of getting its footing. I would say getting its footing is the best way to put that for SPY right now. So I just don't see any crazy one-directional moves coming until more news comes out, which isn't until next week. Like, big news. We are getting some nice downside, though, here. Possibly holding under today's open. Possible 3-bar play to the downside on the 5-minute. Under today's open.
Yeah, Tobias, you should be more mad about breaking rules in your system than the money, regardless, anyways. But yeah, so that's good.
Yeah, I took a pretty big loss yesterday on Tesla, and it wasn't even about the money like Devin had mentioned. It was one of the rules that I placed for myself. I even have it taped up on my monitor, and I did it anyways. FOMO kind of kicked in, and it just, it is what it is. You can do about it after it's already been done. You just kind of remind yourself to just not do it. So basically, I took a trade, and then I drove to work. By the time I looked at it, Tesla started shooting up. I had puts, and then I was down 40%. And then I held it a little bit longer just because I was like, maybe it'll drop back down and, I can minimize my loss. It was a lose-lose trade to begin with. And then I just kind of snapped back to reality, and I said, you know what, instead of hoping that it drops, I'm just going to cut it and just kind of be at ease with myself. Definitely a broken rule that kind of hurts more than monetary.
It's a really good way of putting it, Spy Rewind. Whenever my head says maybe, I know it's time to get out and reassess facts. As soon as you second guess yourself, that's when you've already... That's when you need to close your position. It can only get worse from there. Broke 3 rules yesterday on one spy trade. Really humbled me back to respecting my rule list. I bet it did. It's always those nasty losses that put you back in gear.
I agree.
But it's also the make or break. It doesn't always fix everybody. Some people, they get to that big barrier and they're like, nope, I don't want any more. It says we have 2 new members today, but I don't have any messages for it. So whoever the 2 new people are who signed up for the YouTube, it must be like some weird glitch. I would go to the members only section. There's a tab called membership. You can check out a lot of the latest videos I've been uploading. We've been doing the scalp trading series lately. Of course, we have our Sunday spy video. I didn't do a midweek video just because I've been posting so much. Tons of content though. Definitely go check it out. I was pretty serious about that YouTube membership thing. Super cheap too. It's only $5. $5 a month. Tons of videos, tons of info. Maybe that was it, Pike. Yeah, I just said retracted. It didn't even tell me a name, so I was just curious. It also says 2 new members, so I don't know why it's counting it twice. But either way, glad to have you still here, Pike. I see you're light blue now, which means you've been here over a month. Just over a month.
So far, just putting a higher low in on the market, see if we're going to come up and reject or and keep us in this range. It kind of won't surprise me if they don't keep us in range for most of the day after all the movement we've had.
That fib retracement video helped me a lot. Took a nice trade with yesterday. Posted review in Discord. Hey, nice, Ben. Good stuff. Very happy to hear that it helped. The one in the members only section, or is there another one? 'Cause there are a couple other ones that are kind of old, but that is the most recent one. Either way, though, amazing job, dude. I've always just kind of used fibs for like basic stuff. If you always want to go deeper with it, Leland has a lot of really good content on it. Actually, shit, speaking of Leland, I go to the trade results channel. This son of a gun here. And the username too. %33% trade, what a legend. I'll read that in a second. But back to the fib conversation. He says, if you're not taking a fib on gap downs, what is you doing, baby? Really nice gains there, but he always likes to take his gap downs where he goes from the kind of initial break of the gap down to the low of that move, or to the low of the gap, and then he likes to look for positions, whether they're from retest plays from the bottom to reach that fib, or from the fib to reach where they came from. So really, really good trade by Leland. It looked like he was shorting it that time around. Pretty deep, too. Is today St. Patrick's Day? It can't be, right? Does anybody know? No, that's tomorrow. Tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. Let's read this one though. This is kind of interesting. Risky scalp at open for 33% setup. We opened near the pre-market low. My stop loss was below the pre-market low. Looking for the bounce up to the 388.20 level given the big drop at pre-market. I was looking for one bounce at open. Entry, start small and add size with confirmation. Repeat. Risky trading at open. Number 1, entered small in the first minute as it looked like we were going to take off right away. We didn't. Number 2, I matched that size when we ended with an inverted hammer at the lower end of the block I was watching, pre-market low, to the 387.30 and started to push up. We then dropped and tested pre-market low. That very level he's repeating, like he's literally said it like a few times now. I doubled my full position when we tested the pre-market. There it is again. This was the very bottom just before my stop loss, so my risk reward on this ad was going to be very good if the trade played out. If it didn't, I wouldn't lose much more than I was already down. We pumped up and rejected the top of the range again when we dropped back down and didn't get down to pre-market low. I was anticipating the higher low as confirmation that we were going to move back up. This is where I doubled my full position again. That's pretty crazy. We then pumped directly up to my take profit and I got out. I had a bit more size on this than I wanted to trade it open, but we were getting more momentum up than down, so the trade plan was valid through the entire trade. I'm done for the day. Yeah, I don't blame you. Good job there, username. Good job, Leland. We do not raise sheep, we raise leaders. People in here do not catch signals. They take plays on their own accord. Very nice to see it when it does work out for them, because there's a lot of hard work put behind that. Green Speedo ready? Love to hear it. You are a green Speedo. Birthday on the 16th, St. Patty's. Damn, like a 2-day drinking binge. I see you. AMD didn't stop. They hit another high of day at 94. That is wild. I don't have anything even close to up that much. Nvidia's still trying to hold over 244s. Amazon's consolidating. Tesla is still trying to build off that potential higher low. Google smacked that 98 after holding over 97. It's so rare we add this to the list, and it finally was added and it worked. That was clean. Nice push over 97s. They hit the very first target at 98. Very, very clean. I'm going to post this in the Discord so people see the review. Meta, they pushed under their previous day close. And Netflix still holding on to that short-term demand from previous day. Actually kind of curling up right now. Potential lower high here on SPY? Question mark, question mark? Alright, so over 100 votes now. You guys are still almost neck and neck. 54% of you do believe we will close above 389 today. 46% of you believe we will close below 389 today. I wanted to type 388, but I feel like that was too in between, so I wanted to give you a kind of a level that was just out of that range, so I chose the next level higher. Make it a little bit more 50-50 than saying 388, where I believe a lot of you would still choose over, just because it's like literally right there already. Jack. Tesla, nice hammer on the 15-minute. Good call out, Daffy. Was looking for a pullback on AMD, but it just never came. Bummer. Yeah, I did see there was literally only one retest, and it was a short-term retest. There was no, like, slower, more passive, you know, patient retest. The only retest they had was a single candle. If you go from the breakout candle, because this is kind of the candle, it had rising volume and it pushed above the watch list levels. If you go from open to close of that candle, that's kind of a good estimate of where you should look for a retest if this is where the high is. So just from the candle, you can see they did hold over it and they held the level, but that was, again, a short-term retest. There was no better pullback, like you said, so don't blame yourself. Don't beat yourself up. But insane move. Plus, nothing else is moving like this, so. We do have some stocks recovering, though. I will give it that. Kind of at the same time that AMD's being insane. Like Amazon right now, about to go smack that higher level that we talked about. Good job, though, guys. We mentioned Google, mentioned Amazon. Talked about SPY a little bit. I think if you hesitated on some of these entries, it's okay, just because where SPY is. SPY literally has not done a thing. They have opened, they've got a good pump into a good resistance, didn't really take anything, though. Came back down, didn't really lose anything, and now we're just kind of in between that now. You know, we're even more indecisive than where we were 5 or 30 minutes ago. We're even more indecisive than where we were. So I really wouldn't beat yourselves up today if you hesitate on an entry on some of those, especially like right now, like on Amazon, Google, or AMD. Because those are all three really good plays on their own. But then always think back to your other plays. You know, there's days that you took those charts and you lost because you weren't paying attention to their momentum alongside the market. You know, so don't also sit here and beat yourself up because you didn't trade them on their own. My brother took us out of the market on our big spread trade this morning. The most risky exposure is now out. We locked in a 7.4% market move, gaining us a 4.7K in profit. Still holding SPX 4150p June. Hey, nice. Good stuff, Tobias. Glad to hear you, man. I remember reading your trade when you entered it. I think you entered it, and then a little while after you showed it to us, and then you were showing us like the chart and the entry and the kind of the thought process and your risk management, where you were looking to cut if whatever happened, or where you were looking to take profit if whatever happened. So that was pretty cool. It's been a journey, man. Appreciate you letting us in on it. Got stopped on the same AMD play, but that's because I broke the 10-minute rule. Yeah, that sucks. It sucks, too, because you take those trades now, and you're like, oh, wait, I shouldn't be in this. And then you cut it early, and it's like, oh, shit. You cut it early because you knew you were breaking a rule. I want to see SPY futures hit 39, 33, 39, 35, 75 on this leg up. Needs to break that high, though. Head and shoulders on the 2-minute chart. XLV is getting after it. Oh, wait, that's XLY. My bad. Discretionary is the only green sector. But yeah, XLV, nice little reversal there. Comms are just in range. Finance are just kind of bouncing off previous day low. Tech's just in range. Not really getting a lot of movement out of the sector so far. The only one that's really moved is energy. They're down 2% today, which again does not weigh that much of SPY. If you go to SPY, if you click analyze the top left of your screen, if you're on TOS, you can see on this left side here who has the most. Energy only has, I can't read, 4.5% of SPY, so not really a whole lot. Again, I mainly pay attention to the top 5 or 6. A lot of the times I at least like to look at comms all the way up to tech. Industrials is here, which is pretty new. That's not normally there, but still really cool. Potential base build here. You have a hold of today's open here. You've gotten a good rising volume push above the 9 EMA. If you can push this high, this could be a good base to potentially push SPY higher. been a little over an hour and a half since we started the stream. How is everyone doing in the... Whoops, the heck's going on? How is everyone doing in the stream? You guys taking any trades yet? You guys just chilling so far? I don't blame you if you are just chilling. Pretty big moves in the market this week. How's everyone doing, though? Any updates? Feel free to drop them in the YouTube chat, or if you want to drop a chart with some info on it, feel free to drop it in the Discord. Chilling back on it tomorrow. Love to hear it. No trades yet. Chilling. Good. You should feel more confident being able to take days off or mentally prepare yourself more. Still sitting on my hands. Too many wicks. Hear you there. Besides the swings, took a small Tesla play for 16% gain. Now watching. Love it. They did a half point, I believe, Tobias. I didn't look either, though.
They also said that they have some banks that are potentially at risk in their statement.
Two out of two smaller size since my getting some. Hey, it's good deep. Sometimes it takes just getting some of those base hits to get back your footing, your confidence, where you want to go. Momentum. It's always good. Mental reps today. Love to hear it. Honestly, Pike, I would be expecting it any day.
Yeah. Right now, it's so... Anytime something could drop a tape bomb and send the market either direction.
Rough day yesterday, so gotta hit the drawing board. Going good so far. Good, good, good. Glad to hear that. Good morning, Cameron. How you doing, pal? My best trade ever was your dad's mortgage. That's funny. True gains. Doing great. Made gains on a spy poot. Watching and listening the rest of the day. Love to hear it, Sabrina. Glad to have you. Hey, good to hear, Cam. Paper trades. Have my stop in tight here at 10% profit. Hope we rushed. Oh, don't say that hope word. Shot to the heart and you're too late. Hope gives love a bad name. Flagging / making a handle from the cup we formed yesterday. Good luck, smooth.
Looks like we're testing that new high today. See if we can pop. Pop a new high day. Yesterday high right above. Get some good volume here. Apple coming up. Microsoft. Amazon new high. Google new high. Quick pop and rejection here. Good stuff. Spy rewind with that your stop loss, keeping it tight as on that push. So when it came back down, you got out for a nice profit. Because we have pretty much reject back down to where we came from. Still battling here at the midpoint. Still got some volume coming in.
I shouldn't have zoomed out yet. I should have asked everybody, what is this level? I zoomed out already, though. I'm sorry. Perfectly stopping at the previous day close.
Amazon's still keeping it going with Google. Apple's trying to get over pre-market highs. Microsoft's at pre-market low. Nvidia's right at pre-market highs still. UNH is at yesterday high. Netflix at yesterday high.
God, it's so sexy seeing that level stop like that. Oh.
5 minutes opening up over the midpoint. So if we can get over this yesterday high, we could have some more on this as Amazon's still pushing with Google. Still seeing some green on some tickers. JPM and Burke B still coming back up off their lows.
Is that all you have, AMD? Let's see, $100. Yeah, right? Why not? Just go up and hit it. New high of day on AMD as you're saying that. NVIDIA held the 244 areas. Amazon made another high of day. Tesla building off that higher low we talked about. Google made another high of day.
Yesterday high pop on SPY.
Meta working themselves back up. Netflix working back up. Some sectors turning green. Good to see after XOY was all alone. See industrials, comms, and tech. 3 more of the top 6 sectors all turning green.
Microsoft getting over that pre-market low. Same thing with Meta.
Yellen has said the banking system is healthy after the SVB collapse. The Treasury Secretary told lawmakers that bank regulators' depositor rescue plan has stemmed fallout from the panic. See you later, Tobias. Have a great rest of your day, man. Pump it so I can short it all tomorrow. Yeah, for real. McCade Mall. Yeah, McCade Mall. I'll check out BA with you. Pushed over previous day close. That's a good level to break. I would say you have room till about 201. Previous day open is at 202. So about 201, 202. 200, those are pretty good psychological level to pass. So also watch to see, do they hold past that?
There you go, Deep. I like to see it. No more trades, man. You know what happened yesterday when you took that fourth trade? Got it in you, boy.
SPY perfectly stopped at previous day close, picked up, is now stopping at 390.50. 390.50 is now your next key level. Still have pre-market high in the way.
Apple's still pushing higher, helping out Microsoft. Tesla coming up towards yesterday highs. Amazon's still going. Meta's coming up a little bit more with Google. Netflix is getting over its pre-market high. That could be a good one. And Nvidia's still pushing new highs. But on that note, guys, I'm going to take off. I got a few things I got to take care of today, so I got my one and done in, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you later, man.
All right, be safe.
Guys, I just had the craziest name try to add me on Discord. If this is one of you, I'm gonna laugh. Okay, let's just all look at this one together. What? It's ChatGPT. Oh my god. I have started adding some of y'all that send me a friend request if I can remember you just by name, just because it is helpful to easily pick out a fake Bueller if you're friends with the real one. It also just helps you have chat history with me, so if you DM me before and we had a conversation, so it's very easy to see that. Oh, the guy's name is in here? Okay, that's you? Okay, well. Alright, well maybe I'll accept it. There you go. I saw the name again. I was like, wait. Am I seeing things? It's alive. Alright, where is pre-market? High. Alright, so that's where it started. That means this little tick right here is the pre-market high. 391.10. And then honestly, we need to raise our chart up a little bit, because I can't see. There we go. Pretty impressive pump, I'll give it that. I'm not going to sit here and like be like, oh, I led you all to the riches, drop your profits and tag me. I'm not going to say any of that dumb shit. But I did talk about the potential for some upside. I'm strictly bringing this up for a review. It was just very nice that we saw this push from the open. And even if we didn't like that move, we weren't confident with buying then. I did like the buying that happened this second go around when we held the today's open, right here. We kind of held it, hit it, just initial buyer reaction, seller that wasn't enough to do anything, and then a buyer that actually kind of just held us there again. I would say we really didn't get the buyer signal though, like a passive buyer signal, until this candle popped up, because this just kind of had like volume. It wasn't anything special. This candle though really started to show it's like, all right, there's some more volume here. It's another 50-50 candle. We're breaking into supply. We've already had our double bottom, so it's starting to add on to the confidence of like, all right, there's more buyers here. And then I'd say it really got more passive when this candle popped up, because you got that new high, it had rising volume, and it was already past all of this. So, and now I'd say you're just getting kind of the excrement of the buyers, where it's just kind of completely buyers is what I'm trying to get at. Yep, Smooth, you called it out too. I do remember that. Yeah, Smooth Trader, I see what you said. You said, damn, that's what whoever that is does. Say post profit on levels they didn't call. I pretty much just sit here and I talk about scenarios. I'll sit here and I'll tell you, like, all right, this is what bulls want from here. This is what bears want from here. And I'll just kind of repeat that over and over and over wherever we are on the chart. Good job, McCade Mall. Round of applause to you. But I hate sounding like that. I hate being like, all right, guys, who caught that play that I totally didn't call out? Like, no, I don't want to be like that. I just want to mention levels, take my own trades as I see them, and then you take your own you take your own trades as well. So if we follow the same levels, cool. If we don't, cool. If you don't like my ideas, cool. Like, it's not really like one of those groups. I don't care if I'm right or wrong. I don't care if you follow me into battle or not. Holy crap, that's a lot of volume on SPY. We're going straight for that next area. They really want it. If you are in longs, this would be a good time to trim. Dude, yeah, for profit, it really did kind of just happen. Literally in the last 30 minutes, too, when you walked away. Tell us when you walk away again. Would you call that a buy the dip? Yeah, that's exactly what a buy the dip is. It might not be in a particular spot that we all liked. But yeah, I mean, that's essentially what a buy the dip is. Wait for one low, wait for the first fake pump, wait for the second base, buy off of the rising volume of that second base. And that's again why I was kind of pointing out this was kind of an aggressive buyer signal. This was a little bit more passive. And this was just kind of the excrement of it, which means all of this was like full buyers because they were fully in control. Now you're kind of getting a little bit of a battle. You got people taking profits, people trying to flip sides probably, but most of that's probably taking profits. Probably do want to go up and smack that level real quick. Either way, though, really good volume, too, because that was the second most volume on the day at the time. Then this was the second most. Then this was the most. So, really good volume stepping in on the last 15, 20 minutes. A good question. Today was not a day for retest, just not my day. Would you call it here if you haven't been able to catch something? It really is up to you. In the beginning, I have come to learn that reviewing is super helpful, but bias and emotion can get in the way and even cause you to make more mistakes, like double dipping or getting further into trades. So honestly, my honest opinion would be to just chill. I really would just take a break. If you have missed out on things you were planning and you feel frustrated about it, come back to the charts later when you know you're not going to try to make a trade or chase or revenge trade, and review with no bias. Because to be fair, there were some retests on some of these charts. I will say some of them happened while SPY wasn't breaking out, so that kind of didn't help out their charts individually. But SPY itself did build what was a relatively clean base build. So it's kind of hard for me to devalue that retest because that was kind of a clean move. But if you found a move that was breaking out during SPY sitting in that range, I don't blame you. And I already said that before on AMD, Nvidia, Amazon, and Google. These were already breaking out before SPY really did a whole lot. Now that just kind of increased it even more, so definitely can't blame you. Clean move off that demand from AMD. Even made a new high above the pre-market. Wow. It's also nice to see almost all of the sectors green, considering all of them were red except discretionary a few moments ago. Now all of them are green except 2 sectors, and one of them is literally flat. So that's pretty nice. Yeah, literally just one red sector, and it's really not even down that much. Very, very clean move by all the sectors together just now. Ooh, good recovery by Daffy.
Yeah, I had to take profits. I didn't want to risk any further. We know the macro is still bad. I was watching that 392 area and 391.77. It touched it and I took my profits. That's it.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
I like the thought process.
You can't be biased, man. You have to plan for both sides. But in the morning, the reason I hold is because we saw a very nice strength on 387.71 level, plus I have a the daily pivot point at 387.49. So it didn't quite break, or we didn't see much weakness, I should say. That's why I held my positions, and the news came out from Yellen, so that helped.
See you later, Rambo. And no, yeah, I didn't
See you,
take shit,
Rambo.
Noxta. I did not take a single trade. You're not crazy. I personally am not taking one Noxta because we had taken a nice loss on the scalp account, and then I started recovering it very well. So I'm just trying to like take things slow now that I've gotten my footing back, and if anything, walking forward now. Was that you, Whiplash, that posted that in chat? I saw you. I saw someone post it in chat saying the whole J.P. Morgan thing, that they're gonna back the First Republic. Well, see, the reason that's good news though is because that's like, it's not like some small bank came out and said, "Oh, we're gonna help them out." Like, it's J.P. freaking Morgan. They can definitely back that up. And yeah, again, like Boo Boo, I was literally just about to say that. Again, making JPM even bigger. They're already insanely huge. I was literally just looking at bank assets like a couple days ago. Yeah, in the world, they're fifth. If you don't count China and India, they're first. But JP Morgan Chase has just over 3.7 trillion in assets. Bank of America, just to compare size, is about 600 billion less than that. Wells Fargo is just over half that. Goldman Sachs is under half of that. Apparently $2 trillion could be injected into the U.S. banking system by the Federal Reserve's emergency loan program. Aliratov posted that. I think that's how you say her name. I don't want to say her either. I don't know if that's a her. You never know these days. Profile pics. So I just say them or they. They posted that. Not trying to piss anybody off. How politically correct of you, B. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. Is the word human being offensive yet? Alright, let's see. They got a pretty good retest here. I definitely could send them higher up to that area here that we have highlighted from the... I think that's just a combination of levels. I don't think it's anything... Yeah, it's just the combination of levels because we've been rejecting here multiple days in a row. If I open this up to like 10 days, you'll see. Oh, wait, let's just go to this. You can see we kind of like broke down under it. Rejected, 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 rejected. We're kind of heading up there again. So I've just kind of kept that highlighted. It isn't necessarily an area of supply, but it sure is acting like one. Pretty good continuation through the pre-market high. See if we get a new high of day. We are right at it. There we go, new high of day. Let's see if we smack that area above yet. Come on, give us the touch. Give us the toe tap. Noxta. 25% scalp on the 2-minute on this current candle, 25-second trade. Hey, good job, Taylor. Those feel the best. To be honest, I don't know, to be honest with you. I would like to think no. Just because of the amount of craziness going on around right now. But if you'd want to do more passive buying, you could essentially use the base build strategy on investing as well for bigger, like way bigger time frames, like looking at the daily, the weekly. Don't just look for a low and buy at a good spot. Look for a low, a hold of that low, like a higher low or double bottom, and then look for a good move off of that low. And then that could essentially signal to you, okay, they are trying to build base around there and potentially give that stock on that bigger time frame a chance. So maybe. Personally, though, I don't think so. If you're willing to go into a bank, there are tons of them that are down. And you could choose between Bank of America, JP Morgan. I don't know. Personally, I don't like that. That's just personal preference. I'm sure other people will have counter arguments that are pretty good, so always open ears. No, wait, it was 32% because it popped more as, oh, you're better than the rest of us. 7% extra on the exit. Great job, Taylor. Yeah, for real, boo-boo. Walking away again, 20 minutes to get ready. All right, bet. Everybody get ready in 20 minutes. KT-1 asked, how would you recommend maneuvering around levels? Some days price pushes straight through a level with a retest and sometimes not. You are correct. This is why there are so many variations in price. We never just get that single breakout or the single retest, and it's the exact same every single time. It's always different. That is why it is smart to limit yourself to certain types of entries. You shouldn't just be looking to trade every single move every time it breaks a level. You want to look. Also, you shouldn't be trading every day. If you've been on a tear streak, it's probably good to take you a little break. If you've taken a really big loss, probably good to take a little day break just to give yourself that breather. Kind of keep yourself humbled and level-headed as you head back into the new day or to the next day of trading. But I would check out Workshop 11 if you haven't already, and I would limit yourself to those types of entries. We focus on the 40% entry, which is just an open range breakout, the 80% entry, which is the retest, which there are multiple variations of that. And we talked about that this morning in the pre-market prep, if you want to go back and check that out too. That was like one of the first things I talked about today, actually. The buy the dip base build setup, where you look for the low, the higher low, or the double bottom, and then you look for that passive buyer move after. You want to limit yourself to those. If it isn't that, then don't take it. And that's how you focus on it. You don't want to just shotgun. You want to be the sniper. You want to focus on getting into a good spot almost or pretty much every single trade. You're not always going to get the most perfect entry, but you want to at least limit yourself to a similar entry. You shouldn't be taking an open range breakout every single day, and then randomly one day you take some random retest that you've never practiced or reviewed or mentally gone through enough. Also, mentally trading, that's another good add-on, which we talk about this every day in here. You should be taking way more mental trades than taking real trades. You should be visualizing as much as you possibly can. Because you're right, it can be kind of crazy to just maneuver through these levels when it's not the same every day. But we can't expect it to be the same every day. So limit yourself to those types of entries. If you don't see it, then don't touch it. Don't chase. ASMR is just like aesthetically pleasing shit, like things that sound cool or look cool or look really pleasing. It's just aesthetically pleasing things. I actually don't even know what it stands for. Like people always do like this stupid foam videos where they like cut foam really slowly with a super high quality slow motion camera. Like for some reason that gets like millions of views. It's a pretty popular niche. Oh, my bad. It skipped past. I didn't see that. Thanks. Only trade I've taken this week. My wee little baby account is up 19% now, so I'm outie. Hey, good job. That's insane. 19% is a lot. Autonomous sensory meridian response. Yeah, I've never seen that. That's pretty crazy. Yeah. Satisfying videos, photos, shit like that. That's all it is. Satisfying audio. Taylor should do ASMR videos with her cooking, with her desserts. Get like a super expensive, super high quality camera and then bam, ASMR. The Swiss National Bank has reported an annual loss of 141.54 billion, which is the largest in the central bank's 115-year history, and is yet saving Credit Suisse's ass. Quite comical. That's a pretty good message. Jesus. Mental trade taken by Jazz, entered at 197.30, stop loss at 196.35, and target at 199. I saw an increase in buyers and a bullish engulfing at the bottom. Let's see, yep, bullish engulfing. Okay, wow, so yeah, Jazz played a pretty insane spot. I like that. Even if it's an early entry or not, establishes risk, understanding where to get out if it goes wrong, where to get out if it goes for her. Good job, Jazz. Round of applause for Jazz. Very clean target, too. Today's open is a pretty good target, too, but I don't blame you for going for the previous day high. Very nice mental trade. Good job. Leading by example. That's what I love to see. All these nerds posting their gains.
All right, fam. I'm gonna call it a day here for me.
All right, see you, man.
See it. See you, B. See you guys.
I'll just leave that chat. Everybody's chilling today. I actually started doing that, and then the ring light broke, and I forgot about it until you said that. Oh, come on. Wait, wait, grocery store, and you gotta fix the light. All right, everybody say bye, Taylor. No problem, Jazz. That was awesome of you to post. Hey, what's up, Rowdy? I was just looking at your gain on SPY, man. That was a fat percentage. Good job, dude. I never doubted you. Tomorrow is triple witching. Hopefully the contracts are cheaper next week. Yeah. It'll probably take at least a week to cool down, too. So we probably won't even see them get back to... Sounds like a job for Dev. We'll be here being bored. Alright, they hit my level finally. I was curious to see if they were actually going to hit it to the cent or not, or if they were just going to kind of stop just shortly of it, but they seem to be on the dot today. Alright, now they're going to do one of like 2 or 3 things. So one scenario is they just keep pushing and they want to go smack the top of this. Awesome. 2, they start to consolidate without any bigger sell-offs while the 9 EMA catches up on the 10-minute. So I'd watch the 10-minute right now if I was y'all. On the 5-minute, could also look to see, the third scenario would be once they build that base, do they sell off and break the 9 EMA? So that'd be the other scenario to look out for. But I would look for some consolidation at least, just because the 9 EMA has gotten pretty far on the 5 and the 10 minute, so you might see that have to catch up a little bit. But still, they've gone up and they've hit after having a good amount of consolidation. So this pump was justified. It's not like they weren't allowed to pump like that. They had a lot of really good base here. And that's why you don't always get those good retests where it comes all the way back down to where it jumped from. Because it had consolidation. It doesn't need to come back down yet. Thanks, B. Second day back on options. Started a $100 account to get back into things. Nothing serious, so if I lose it, I won't cry. As bad. Yeah. I feel you on that, man. I've been kind of jumping around, Rowdy. I was doing I don't even know what to call it, really. I was doing like a mentorship account. We did good on that, and then we moved from that. And then I did a, like, swing. It was mainly swings. It was, like, 90% swings. Here, I'll just show you. Alright, so we took, like, a swing account. We took it to like 1500, then I took like one pretty bad trade, then we just kind of chilled there, and then I started getting my like eyes opened up to the realities of trading SPX more. So I started talking to Leland and a couple people from chat more, and I just started researching a little bit what were the best parameters I'd want to use for like contract selection and what was my style. And I originally started out as a scalp trader. I didn't like slow day trades. I didn't like holding that long. I didn't like swing trades as much as first, but I love swing trades now. I'd probably say that's my favorite now. But I originally was a scalp trader, so I started a SPX account with members of the YouTube, and then premium and lifetime members of the Discord. I drop a video every time I take a trade. I haven't dropped one today because we haven't taken a trade yet today. But overall, it's been a lot of fun just kind of going through things, just trying to like track things, really just stay on your own ass, trying to be disciplined. But it's been a lot of fun, not going to lie, just kind of grinding. But that's kind of what I've been doing, just kind of switching around. I've been going from swing trading to day trading, just kind of back and forth doing my thing. I just think this market that we're in right now is more fit for people who like to scalp or day trade. I really don't see today's market as like a big swing trading market. Now, don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean that there aren't opportunities. There have been amazing opportunities for swing trades. I just think there's more on the scalp trading side of things, especially lately. So I've been trying to just focus on that. But overall, it's been fun. Just kind of sharing my journey, going along. Had a lot of fun with this so far, too. If you guys want to link to this, I'll just share it now. This is only for people who are paying attention and are here right now, because it says there's 160 of you, but I promise there's only like 40 of you listening. So I'll give that link there. But I would check out some of those videos. But it was a cool little ride, man. We had a couple nice wins. We took a really fat loss, and it kind of screwed us at first. And then we took some more nice wins. Had a couple issues here, but it really wasn't anything to cry about. And then we had a couple good wins in a row now, which it's been a journey, but it's been kind of fun. That's what I've been up to, though. And then streaming, of course, you know me. No, I know y'all are listening. I wasn't, like, trying to be a smartass. I was just, like... There's only a percentage of you that answer. I wasn't, like, trying to draw you guys out. Yep, there is Nuxta. I just have multiple ways of sharing it. It's not really a small account challenge. It's just me just trading SPX. It isn't really a challenge. There isn't really any goals either. I kind of have a goal, but it's a weird goal, so I don't even really have it as a goal for that account. It's really just to learn more about SPX and trade with it a bunch. It's kind of following Devin's strategy, Nerdy Bicep. A lot of what I do back then in scalp trading, I didn't really do with size. I would just do it for, like, just quick in, quick out. Devin, though, he would do it with size, and he would make a lot more. So that's why I'm doing it with this account like that. How do you get in on that small account challenge? It isn't really, like, something you follow. I kind of just do my trades on my own when I can. Some are on stream, some aren't. And then... I'll do little trade review videos. The big part of it is for trade review videos to give to everybody. Covering my entry, covering my exit, through win, through loss, no matter what I do, I need to cover in a video and kind of just review it myself. But you could sign up and be a YouTube member, or you could join my Discord and be a premium or lifetime member. That's the way to follow it. I'm not really calling out the plays, though. I'm just kind of doing me. I've done that for a few challenges now. I just wanted to kind of focus on one account since I haven't really done a whole lot of SPX trading before, so I didn't really want to jump into it and be confident and cocky and have people following me on trades. I just wanted to kind of trade, do my thing, show people the review of everything, and hopefully they learn from it and get their own trades from it. Really good push here on SPY while we've just kind of been chilling, talking about random things. I see y'all. Some of y'all save y'all's votes for a little later in the stream. I see y'all. But we're in a little over an hour from that vote. 136 votes. 62% now say above 389 today, while 38% of you say below. No problem, reverse. For YouTube members, you give daily insights for the day. No, that's what these streams are for. In the morning, we'll give pre-market prep. I kind of talk about everything on the bigger and smaller time frame for SPY, and then I just make a list based off everything I do, my levels, all that good stuff. Watch workshop number 11 if you don't know how we do things here. But if you do want to become a YouTube member, what I post in there, in case you didn't know, and I plan to add more, I'm just kind of slowly developing it. I don't want to jump ahead of myself and do more streams than I can handle. But we upload so far. Of course, we have the series going on, but I try to do 1 or 2 spy update videos a week. I do one every Sunday, no matter what. And then during the week, I haven't done one this week because, well, this week was kind of self-explanatory from this video, and this video is still holding up pretty well, so I just didn't need to yet. But so I'll do another one Sunday. But I try to do at least 1 a week on Sundays, and then I try to do a second one on Wednesday or Thursday if I see that there is a need for it. If I don't see the point, then I would just leave it as 1. But I cover everything in there. I cover economic events, what to look for, the levels, everything. Right now I have this series, so that's why it's like spammed by those videos right now. But spy videos, a couple random updates, the Fibonacci video, a couple other videos saved, mainly spy updates though, live trades, stuff like that. And then, of course, the 5 videos that started it off. But yeah. Just a couple videos a week kind of thing. I will be adding private streams for just YouTube members. I don't know when, but I will be doing that. There's also member-only chats. Like, I could publicly stream, but leave this text chat to just people who are members. So we could do that maybe down the road or something. I don't really know. I haven't really tinkered with all of it yet. Just trying to focus on streaming. If you're looking for callouts and a way to copy, this isn't the server. This man will teach you how to fish for yourself, and believe it or not, these reviews are worth more than a call out. Facts. Appreciate that, Julian. That means a lot to me. Thank you for saying that. Also, a lot of my marketing is word of mouth. I don't pay for ads. I don't pay a team of people from India to go spam 60,000 accounts a day on various social medias, which is a legit thing. I'm not being racist. That's a legit thing people do. I don't succumb to pressure of members. You know, I like to do what you guys want to do, but I'm not going to sit here and do whatever just because a group of people tell me to. Give a man a fish, teach a man to fish. Preach. Eat my snack, waiting for reversal. What snack you got? Hurry, everybody guess. What is Mel snacking on? I'm going to guess goldfish. Falafel. Damn, that's probably a closer guess than what I was on. Doritos, Skittles, tuna fish, granola, cheese eggs. Alright, Mel, you have to tell us what you're snacking on. It's like actually snacking, can't type. Hurry, tell us. Caviar? I like how your first guess was Skittles and then your mind went to caviar. Yogurt. Oh my god. Was anybody close? Somebody said granola. That was probably the closest one. And that still wasn't really that close. Wagyu nuggets. Give a man to fish, he day for an eat. Fish a man to teach, he lifetime for an eat. Dude. I'm gonna get that tattooed. That entire saying, word for word. But the way Noxta typed it, not the right way. That would be too boring. Yeah, what kind of yogurt you got? Plain Greek yogurt is crazy. I'll have to try it out. First the rice traders, now the Indian telemarketers. My wokeness is on fire. Yeah, it's like, it's a legit thing. I've seen groups do it. I've even had other owners of groups message me and offer it to me. Be like, hey man, you want me to link you up to him? It's like, no, I don't want that. He even told me like there's like different rates for it. You could pay like a certain amount, and you could have like low quality spam, and then you could pay more and have like high quality spam where it like feels like a person's actually messaging you type deal. And they'll spam legit like thousands of accounts. He showed me how it works. He like drops somebody in the server, they add as many people as they can, and then they spam everybody as soon as they can. I was like, dude, what the hell? Why would I want this? Like, this happens to my server. Why would I want that to be promoted for my server? Like, that didn't make any sense to me. And ever since then, that group, or I'll go look right now, that group has legit died. Like, their activity is like completely died. Like, they used to be like super active. Now I never even see them post. Alright, I guess since we have slowed down finally, I can do my fib. Alright, so let's go from pre-market high to this high of day right here. Alright, so they need to hold 392 basically. Maybe I can get a scalp before the end of the stream. If not, I'll probably just wait, go eat something, and then see if I can catch like a lower high from a base build. What I want to see is price come up, make this high, and then just like consolidate to the right. That would be so awesome, because then we could look for a sharp drop and then look for a retest, and then we could look for some entries here for the continuation down. That is what would be ideal. If y'all want another video on that, I actually stole one from Leland and I didn't tell him. Hopefully he's not here so he doesn't hear what I'm saying right now. But I'm actually in the works of editing or cutting his video and uploading it. I'm hoping he's not here so he doesn't know until I already have it posted. Daffy, dude, what kind of picture is that? That's crazy looking. Yo, that one's actually kind of cool looking. It's legit like a little Game Boy, like handheld Game Boy, and then like the glass. That's pretty cool. Like out of all the emoji reaction things, that's probably the coolest one so far. Daffy, chill out, dude. $10. This dude's literally paying my mortgage. Of course he's here. He's you. Okay, Noxta. You and Sinful, man. You and Sinful just won't give up this cold trail. But I'll have that video up. Maybe I can do it while we're chilling here since I have ultra low latency turned on and we're waiting on consolidation. Alright, 1 second. Muting this so you guys don't have to hear this super loud because it is loud when I do this. We seek the truth. Alright, cut off the beginning. Alright, yeah, the video is complete. I just have to upload it now. He'll never know what hit him. He'll never know. Poor thing. We seek the truth. You seek a false truth. For a while, it was weird. They did kind of line up like that. Like, you really wouldn't see me, Leland, or Duke talk, like, at the same time, necessarily, but you would see us trade, like, the exact same thing without talking to each other. So it would look really weird. So, I'm not gonna lie, at first it did kind of look like we were the same person, especially me and Duke. And then Leland honestly didn't help, because he started to do it on purpose, where he'd make it, like, look even worse. And then I started to antagonize it a little bit, and then so did Duke, so now it's just a running joke that we're the same person, but I promise we're not. Leland is older and taller. I think I'm taller than Duke. I think I'm older than Duke. I'm not sure. He's lying there the same. Oh my god, username coming in to back them up. Oh yeah, try and cover it up. We're on to you. I was just explaining the inside joke to the rest of the stream. Because it's a joke, right? Y'all aren't actually investigating us. Wink, wink. Username and Marente is the same? Oh, I'm convinced they are the same. A really good example of the username and Marente being the same person. They were both in the voice chat like a day or so ago, like 2 days ago or a couple days ago, or maybe it was last week. And username muted his mic when Marente would speak. And Marente wasn't talking when username was talking. Hence, they're the same. Inside. I swear, dude. Alright, I can turn the music back on for everybody because the video rendered, so I can upload it now. I've always wanted to test this, to be honest. I'm going to try to upload this video while we're doing everything we're doing for the stream, like the music, the everything. Let's see how screwy this gets. I didn't even ask Leland's permission. We're just taking. Leland video. How to trade breakdowns or areas of consolidation. That's an alright title, I guess. We'll go with that. That's just two polite dudes. Spy zombieing up like Friday. Like a Friday, literally. Bro, spy hold over 394 and it might be a thing. I was honestly impressed as soon as they passed. What was my daily time frame level? I was impressed when they retook it at 388. To be honest, that was a good break. Filling that gap is a good thing. Getting over this resistance is a good thing. We're kind of at the top of where they need to get past, though. They're at that low now. They're at the level. And look where that happened, too. I said 388 was kind of the key first breakout level to the upside for them to slowly try and retake this area. But look where the first pump happened, that first fake out, and then where they had the better pump happen. They were both in the 388 area. So awesome just to see our levels line up and work out. We're very close to the top of this area, though. I'd be very careful. Just kind of chilling in that range still after popping above 392.60s. Almost hit 394. Now we're just kind of in there still, just chilling, like I said, consolidating. Really good move, though. Like I said, I would never take credit for saying, oh, who caught that play? But it was nice that we covered the base build before that happened. I don't think I ever would have said we're going up to 392.60s, but I definitely would have said if we do push a base build, we probably would reach 390.50. I definitely could have seen that. But this is a very nice move so far. Every sector is green still except energy and staples, which is pretty impressive because every sector was red for the most part earlier on this morning. See you later, Cameron. Thanks for being here. Zaytoven asked, how did you guys work on your patience and not chasing? Been struggling with it since I started and can't seem to shake the impulsiveness in me to sit and wait. Any advice would be appreciated. Thank you. Honestly, I think I've just learned it over time because I'm tired of feeling pain is how I learned it. But honestly, kind of slowly etching it out of my system was, and I know I say this for like everything, normally what erases any of my problems is reviewing over and over, like really looking over at things and going, you know what? What's the point of taking 10 trades that are just, exactly how I said it, or take 1 or 2 really good quality trades, Well, I try to treat it as like a higher up thing. Like, I'm not touching a trade unless it's something that's worthy of me touching it kind of attitude. Like, if it's not worth it, don't jump into it. That's how I see it. And I think just slowly over time, having that standard in my head has established a not kind of chasing kind of mindset. Because it's like, why would I chase this? It's not worth my time kind of thought process. But just don't buy on the first break. Just because you see a big green candle or you see a lot of volume step in, that shouldn't be the thing that excites you. That just should like wake you up and say, hey, this is about to maybe set up. If it doesn't, then oh well, you still have your money. If it ends up giving you a good setup, well, awesome. Take your risk on it. Set up a plan around it. Give yourself an opportunity or a chance on it. So how brutal would it be to poke it above that 394 then slam it back down? I could definitely see that. Too top for me and puts are just burning juice. 100% Wills. Be pretty brutal if we touch that 394 and then just reversed all the way back down, because that would definitely... But in my opinion, that would still line up with what I said this morning, though. It would still line up with what I said. Us just kind of sitting in range between kind of these 3-day supports and sitting in between where we just bounced off of. If we were to pull back down very heavily end of day today, it would still line up with what I said, with just kind of getting our footing, which I hope it does reject. I don't want it to leave here yet, because then that would make the chart, I feel like, a little bit uneasy. People would be like, oh, well, it's a bull trap. Why would they take us higher after taking us down to 380s? Why would they do that? I feel like a lot of people are going to question that and not want to go long and have some low volume, weak penetration pushes above this area. So you're either going to get a weak push and a reversal back down, after this candle, if it closes like this, or you're going to get the hold of this area and we get a good bounce. The thing to watch for today, though, is can we close over 394 or not? Because that'd be impressive. So that's the only thing that kind of concerns me, is if we do get over that level, does this scare people and like nobody wants to go long because they pushed it too quick? You know, that's kind of the thing I'm looking for. Microsoft is a rocket. Yeah, they are killing it. A lot of stocks are now, but yeah, Microsoft killing it. AMD was already killing it. Now they're just kind of overboard. Nvidia helping out. Amazon helping out. Tesla finally recovering. Google's been killing it. They're just up against that next area now. Insane day so far. It was right after Devin left, of course. Username said, Zay, I lost so much money chasing, I finally decided to change something. I realized I have a whole lifetime of trades ahead of me, and killing my account over one mistrade isn't worth it. 100%. Good job, guys, adding your own piece of advice, too. I like that. Regardless of you being successful or not, you know, we all have different piece of advice due to how we've been in our journey in trading. You know, all of our trading journeys are going to be a little bit different. Thank you guys for dropping your advice. I like it a lot. Boo Boo said some. Noxta. Let's read some of them. It helps calling out in this chat, keeps you from clicking the broker button and helping you to add value to the chat, patiently catch the trade. See, he's telling you a method that helps him. Noxta said, for me, one, I lost a lot of money, wanted to stop. Two, realizing that most of my losers were chasing / predicting. Three, getting told I'm over trading and chasing by mentor. See, there you go. See, Noxta having his trading journey, him having his own issues. We all have our own issues. There's not a single trader out there that's just perfect. Pretty insane day, but none of the setups that I like. Yeah. And hey, if there's no setups you like, then hey, you just didn't find a setup you like. There's no chasing. What I'm going to be looking out for the rest of the day is for this to base and potentially give us a breakdown. Then we can look for retest plays for potentially more downside back to 391, 390.50 area. If we get a pop over 394, there is 395 flat as a psychological level. You have 396.40, 397.30, 398.40, which it's very funny that we're saying these three levels again because we were trading around these three very heavily not that long ago. Before that dip, we were all around these levels day after day. Oh, yo, my bad username. I didn't see anybody who's in here.
I forgot I was in here.
Yeah, I left because it was just me chilling. Everybody just kind of watching, listening. I was just chilling.
Marente was in here, and I didn't want to confuse anybody.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, it's just kind of a chill channel. You come in here, Expect to be put on a live stream. That's about it. BB, what are your thoughts on COF holding some June pooch? I like that nobody says puts now. I like that. We have completely transformed that word into poots. COF. Well, I can already tell it's a bank-related stock. Yep. Oh, it's Capital One. I didn't even notice. Doi. I don't know. I said it the other day to somebody. They were asking would I buy the dip on bank stocks or on any of these right now. And I just said I personally won't. But positioning wise, yes, all of these charts are in really good spots. Like this one, if I just go to the last area of demand, like you could even just ignore that right side of the chart. That's still your area of demand. You go over to the right, it's like, oh crap, we're right there. You know, so I would assume there's some buying coming off of this support. You might see some rejections of them pulling back up to the 9 EMA and then them pulling back down to here, and you might see them base between here and there for a little bit. If again, more news doesn't come out, if more news comes out, that will affect this chart. So that's kind of another reason I'm saying I'm chilling away from the banks for now, is because there's a lot of news coming out. Things could get worse for them with the Fed meeting next week. So it's another thing to take note of. That could move lower. That would be where it moves from or bounces from. So that's what I would focus on. Recent price action from the recent pushes up and down. Clear area of demand there. And there was a couple of monthly levels there, as you saw. Pushing another high of day. The chart itself, that's another thing too, Boo Boo. Like, the chart itself looks great, but the news around it does not, is the only thing. They're big on auto loans, so I'm theorizing they fall when the news gets baked in. Oh, you're talking about from... Oh, okay. Good chart, though. Nice find. I really like that positioning a lot. I wish that wasn't a bank stock. Like, honestly, I wish that was like a Staples stock. I'd buy that up right now. Or get some super far out swings. Because that's like the setup to look for, is that big dip, the touch of a crazy big area of demand, the push up, the pull back down, and then catching that pull back down or catching the move after that pull back down is like such a passive buy and such a great advantage buy at the same time, because you're buying at the lows of that chart, you know, so you're getting a lot more. New high of day on SPY again. Let's see if we can cross the 394 and make it to 395. If not, might be seeing a little bit of a slowdown here. Pretty big uptick in volume right there, as you guys saw that quick pop on the candle. 394.50, just about halfway from 395 there. Up against that 394, it'd be a pretty crazy spot to form an inverted hammer at resistance. Oh, good job, Shaq. And good job, Mel. Good job, Shaq and Mel. It kind of depends. Another great deal. Like today, I haven't taken a single one. But the other day, I took like 4. And then yesterday, I took like 2. The day before that, I think I took 1. Today I've taken 0. So it's kind of just dependent on my mood, the market's mood, what kind of momentum I have. Kind of changes up, but you should definitely keep it under 3. I would try to keep it under 2, like 1 or 2 a day, and then try to take your breaks here and there. Don't need to trade every single day. Don't need to trade every single setup that hits your screen. D-Touch said yesterday I took 3, today I took 1, aside from the swing. It kind of varies, yeah. Especially right now in the news market. I mean, this is a very news-driven market right now. So anytime something comes out, you're going to get rapid moves left and right. So it's kind of best to just kind of test the waters and then go in as you see. Go in as you please. If I see that it's hot, I'm not going to go into a heavy amount of positions. If I see that we don't have as many reports and I think I like the price action a little bit more, then I'll go a little heavier. No need to step outside of my comfortability levels. This is my sea bear circle. To be honest, I started trading better when I sized down and decided that I didn't need to trade every day. Facts. It helps out a lot. You start to realize so much more when you force yourself to trade with less, or to force yourself to trade less just in general. You start to see a lot more.
I forgot I was in here.
Oh, you're good. It was good to read it out loud still.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a psychological thing, but it helped a lot.
Double-digit trades a day? That's wild. That's a lot of trading. I bet you were mentally exhausted. Don't test the water. Throw someone in first. Ooh, there you go. We'll throw Sinful in first. He's immortal. Well, we did make that hammer at resistance. The question is, can we maintain rejection at this resistance? The question is, will Leland sell the market off right here? Good job, Mel. I saw your trade result post just now. Trades today. Yeah, Mel's been doing really good too. Mel used to take a ton of trades. Yeah, like 10 trades. Like before lunch, you'd have like 10 trades. It's a good feeling, Mel. I'm actually, I didn't say it the other day, but I'm very happy for you because that's a significant improvement very quick. Like you made that adjustment instantly. I don't think I saw you do like a crazy overtrade day since then. Oh, that's a good idea, Elliot. Let's. I like how Leland said it too the other day. Another great deal with kind of what you were just saying is He was saying treat it as a job. You know, would you show up to your job and just act a fool and try to get fired and just do stupid stuff? No, you wouldn't. So why would you do that in your trading? It's kind of how you should think about it. You have to be it's hard too, because you have to be your own disciplinary. Like when you go to play football, like there's a coach, you know, there's someone with a routine, a schedule to keep you in line. But when you're out there by yourself, you know, there's no one there to tell you what to do, when to do it, how to do it. Like it's all up to you. You know, so you have to be your own disciplinary. You have to get onto your ass when you know you've done something wrong. Try your best over time to continue to push yourself to stop making these mistakes, you know, whether that's making some sort of preemptive variable or coming up with some parameter that should stop you or just anything, you know, come up with something. Take advice from anybody else in the chat. You know, everybody's just been kind of dropping really good advice too about this topic, so it's good to see everybody working together. All right, guys, that video has been uploaded for a minute. I didn't even realize. I guess I'll post it now and not tell Leland. Ha 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 ha. Alright guys, so go check out the new video. I'll drop the link right here with you. There you guys go. Go drop a thumbs up on that. I would definitely check it out. It's like 12 minute video. It's not super long. The left side of the tower is developing. Yeah, now we need to see if they want to come back up, create that second high, potential double top. They want to make a new high of day, give us a lower high maybe. Like I said though, it'd be nice to see some base get built here first. Who is ready for full day Friday? Be sure to drop a like on this stream, a like on the new video. Who is ready for the full day stream tomorrow? And by full day, I do mean from market open to market close, not actually 24 hours. A 24-hour stream, I don't know what I would have to ask from y'all to get that to actually happen. That would just, I don't even know. I could not watch stocks all day, that's for sure. That would be a majority of the stream, but at some point we would switch it over to something else because there's just no way. A movie? That'd be a good idea. I need to still read the stipulations behind watching a movie on a live stream. I know that if we did a unlisted or private stream, I could probably do whatever I want, but that would also cut down how many people could go to it. So I'm trying to like keep it even for everybody. Just start streaming COD or something. Just go play Valorant. I am off that day and ready to hang out with you. Oh, awesome. So happy to hear that. Gotta leave right now, but hope everybody banks. See you later Friday. And yeah, Devin will be there. I'll be there. Leland will most likely be there. Username could be there. You guys never know. Daffy, D-Touch, Marente. Bunch of guys from the gang. My wife will kick me out of the house if we did a 24-hour stream. A 24-hour stream, where would that leave us? So let's say we started it like Friday. I'm not saying we're doing this, by the way. I'm just hypothetically thinking about this. If let's say we started at like 8 o'clock on Friday, we did the stock market. That would bring us all the way to 3. That's only 7 hours, dude. That's literally a third of the day. Under a third of the day. Six hours in, we start debating how humans will eventually evolve into our ultimate crab forms. Start talking about wild, just anything. We just start talking about animals versus animals, and that just is our whole conversation the entire 24 hours. You'd have to just go to crypto at night. Maybe. The rest of the time, they'll just watch me grind Fortnite until I get too wasted and fall asleep while the stream's still going. Oh, I need to share that new video to Twitter real quick. Still getting that pullback after rejecting 394. I guess I could update Discord chat too.
Hey, I'll try to catch up with you tomorrow again.
All right, I'll see you, man.
Cool.
Be safe.
Later. Yep, you too. Safe trading.
All right, just to give me a little bit of confirmation, go to that new video and comment the word Leetest, Leetest. The newest video on the channel, and comment Leetest. Please. That'd mean a lot to me. I want to spam Leland with Leetest. Leetest. No, not only Lynn's channel, it's on my channel. I've been forcing some of his content on my channel as well. I've been posting like everywhere else so much, I've had almost no time to post public videos. So I've been kind of taking from my homeboys. One would be Leland, of course, which he's totally fine with that. Plus, the content he provides is like, it's crazy because like none of us have really ever had training to like create content. I don't even know if that is a thing, but I've never seen somebody like Leland where it's like dude literally goes from not making videos and not like charts and works his ass off. I'm not taking that away from him or like is really good at trading, but I've never seen someone like apply it to like making videos so quickly. Like it took me a while to like be able to make a video and it makes sense. You know, he jumped on like pretty quickly and maybe hasn't done like a ton of it yet, like publicly, but he's made so many quick videos for people in DMs and like he does what I do. Like it just helps anyone and everyone who DMs him or messages him like however he can, whenever he can. But he's had really, really good content. And he also has like the most clear, concise way of breaking things down. Like I swear some of his breakdowns in these videos are better than mine. Like on 80% his retest. Like he even does the drawings and his drawings are really good too. This video is really, really, really good. I watched this probably twice yesterday when he sent it to me because there's one part in this. I think it's like right here. No. I'm going to jump straight to it. But there's this one part. It's like really, really freaking good. He like draws price action like I do. I think it's right here actually. Yeah, right here. He's literally showing how he looks for his trades. Like, you know, you have all these moves and stuff. What you want to look for is that consolidation, the weakness in price. You want to see a break and not chase. You want to wait. Whether that means drawing the fib from the last high to the low of that move and catching the halfway point for a more short-term retest for more downside, or waiting for it to pull up to the bottom of that base that it built and then reversing and getting your better trade there. And then he also covers it on the upside move as well. Oops. Where you have like your move down, you get a little bit of base build, price moves up on the first one, you don't want to chase, comes back down, you get your catch, and then you start to move and you start to pay attention to it. And it's literally just like my Iron Hands video, video that literally covers like just drawing your lines left to right. As soon as you make a new high or a new low, draw from that left, move to the right. And you see like a point of control almost form from those highs or lows. It's pretty crazy. But again, I'm not saying this to hype up Leland in any way, shape, or form. I would check out these 5 channels here. These are 5 guys that are from my server, from my group, still in my group, leading every day, every week, providing help for anybody of any kind of experience. But check out Marente, check out Usernames, check out Leland, check out Sherman, and check out Daffy. Check them all out. But these top 5 especially, these are 5 guys that have personally... They'll sit there and tell you like, oh, Bueller helped me out. But trust me, these guys have worked their ass off on their own. They did not need my help. I give them all the credit in the world every single time. And it's crazy because like Sherman, like he hasn't uploaded in like a little while, but his 2 videos are like workshop classes on their own. Like they're both over an hour and they both have like, you see the list on the right side of this thumbnail right here? I can't click it because it moves. But it literally is a whole list of like what he covers in that video and what he wants to go over. Daffy's got some good videos. So I'm trying to bring more of like Leland's type content onto my channel. Like from Leland, because I think a lot of people like how he breaks things down. I like how he breaks things down too. So I'll try to bring more of his content here. Try to bring more of all these guys in here for videos. But yeah, again, go to this video, like it. Watch it. I would prefer you to watch it. I don't care if you like it or comment, but you can like it. If you go comment, please comment LEETEST stands for Lee Test. It's kind of the name of the trade of that video. Really good about my plays using just price action. Hey, that's good, Brady. Good. It's good when it feels good, because then it's like, all right, I actually feel some progression here. Do you do awards for best videos from your channel members? I wonder who would win. What do you mean? Like have everybody from my channel make a video and decide the best one? That would be interesting. Do like a bracket. Piss off half the bracket not choosing them. Like a most useful video or most helpful. Like are you saying them make it though, or me make it? Like a channel member would make this video, and then we would all vote on it, or I would select it. Either. Okay. That is kind of a cool idea, though. I'm not gonna lie. I never thought about that. I've always wanted to have a community, which we kind of already do, but I've always wanted to have that kind of community that where like not just me makes videos. Like I want like members and leaders, which that kind of is what already happens, but I want to see more of it now. But like everybody posts videos. You know, it's kind of rare you go to a community and everyone's posting videos. Not just to post videos, like to actually cover ideas, cover what we were looking over beforehand, during, afterwards. Every bit of it. Yeah, that was kind of our thinking too, Boo Boo. Leland's videos on my channel are a little bit better than on his own channel. Just because it will not reach as many people. That's for sure. Oh, maybe just the mods he meant? Oh, okay. Never thought about that. I don't want to pressure my guys, to be honest with you. I don't pay my mods. I don't pay anybody in my chat to be here. Anybody who's here is here because they want to be here. They're here on their own accord. So whenever my mods are here, I try not to push things on them like that. I don't even ask them to actually moderate. They want to kick people because they see a spammer. Awesome, please help me out. But I never force them to do any of that. Just because it's like, it's extra work. And I'll get to it eventually. You pay to be a mod? Yeah. Actually, this conversation is making me remember something. $160 votes basically. 63% say above 389 on Spy Close Today's. 37% say below. Which now it actually doesn't look like it could, but to be fair, guys, the downside still has a lot of chance. If they were to build base here, not push that new high and break down, we could have a day just like the other day. Or not like yesterday, my bad. I'm thinking of a few days ago. Like this day where we propped up, had a really good move, and then came back down. We saw that again that day. Saw it again that day. So, still possible that we can close under 389. All right, well, I say let's do one more breakdown on Spy, and then we'll end the stream there. I didn't even realize it was almost 11:30. I was just kind of vibing out. You guys were chilling, so Just having a good time. But overall, we pretty much just built base after a very aggressive pullback this morning. Had a good first push, didn't really go anywhere. Came back down, held that same low of the pre-market, built off of that with rising volume, broke that high, broke the previous day demand, broke through it to the upside, which is a good thing. Rising volume stepped in again. We hit the first area very shortly after, held above the second area shortly after, and then made it to the kind of farther out target at 392.60s, and they even hit the top of that area at 394, which is very impressive because on the 30-minute, this is a big area of resistance. So the fact they're not just trying to hold or hit it, but actually try to hold inside of it and push higher is a very good sign for bulls. So on bigger time frames, I would be very careful. Let me switch to this chart. Oops, wrong chart. There we go. I would be looking to see where we close today. Do we close above this area? Key levels to look past are 393.64, and then it's like 392.20 are the areas to look past for this general area, which again is just a combination of these 3 days here where we were looking to possibly make a hold of support for a double bottom. They failed that, and now we're kind of back up under it and testing it as resistance. So can we hold over it? This will definitely help out Friday, so be very careful of that. But I will see you guys later on. Thank you guys for being here, going over different topics all morning long. I feel like I talked a lot this pre-market, a bunch of different topics or whatever you could say in the pre-market prep this morning. Hopefully a lot of you guys caught some of that. Please go back and review some of the information in today's stream, and any of the streams. Really, a lot of them have really good information if you just kind of skim through them a little bit. But thank you guys again. I appreciate all of you. Thank you guys for 100 and almost 60 likes. Thanks for the donos. Thanks to the new members. Thank you for everything. Please be sure to join into the Discord if you want to keep conversating with people. You don't have to pay to see a channel to type in. If you want to type and just conversate with people, you can for free, so feel free to. Link is in the bio. The course is still $250. I'm leaving it at that cost, so if you guys were like worrying about me changing the discount, it's not going anywhere. It's staying there. And we are still coming out with other info for all the YouTube members. So I'll see you guys later on. Again, please have a great rest of your day, and please be ready, be rested, have your charts ready. And let's be ready to kill it tomorrow for full day Friday. But I'll see you guys later on.